What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Game On Improve Your Health podcast. My name is Austin J, or hallucinodream if you know me from the gaming community. And tonight we are talking about the importance of mindset. I am joined here for the fourth week by my lovely wife, Christina. Thank you for joining us again.
Fourth week? I feel like it's like the 100th week.
It's the fourth or fifth or sixth week. She is now not only a guest, but she is the semi-permanent co-host. So I appreciate you joining us and talking about mindset. This is great because now we can get a female's perspective as well on everything. So I can appreciate that. I'm sure the females who do listen and do watch will also appreciate that they're not just getting information.
Yeah, just from a dude.
And one side, from the male perspective. So today we're talking about the importance of mindset and why it is important, literally in all aspects of life. And then, of course, why or how that can be carried over to gamer performance. So she won't really have that much to say about the gamer performance, but we will get into that. We'll basically finish with that.
Yep.
So we're going to start with the definition of mindset. What is the definition of mindset? I'm going to, because I didn't memorize it, of course. I'm going to read it off my phone. It is an Oxford Dictionary, definition. Mindset. It's the established set of attitudes held by someone. That's it. The established set of attitudes held by someone. So synonyms, okay? What? Synonyms.
Yes.
Got it right, sorry. Would be mental processes, thought processes, ways of thinking, frame of mind, as well as some other things that they're not used very often. So, like your thought processes and everything. So why is mindset important for just health in general, everything about life? You can kick it off, Christina. Let's.
Okay.
Why is mindset important?
Well, I mean, I think it's good to point out why is having a good mindset important. Because, if this is your first podcast with us listening, we do have a small child, and she's currently banging her head against a wall. So
I could hear it all the way up here.
So I was just checking that out. I think she knocked herself out.
She does appear to have a concussion. So
yeah.
She's good for another, at least until the end of the podcast. So
yes. So, anywho, well, I mean, I think there are a million different mindsets. So, I mean, it's important to point out, like, why is a good mindset important or a positive mindset important? Because even a bad mindset, well, it's a mindset. So, just pointing out that it really should be a positive mindset. And now I've said mindset way too many times. So we're going to use a synonym. For it. But it's really important. It's just going to be how you... so sorry, we're getting so distracted with our little child here.
Do you want me to take over? Mindset is important for all aspects of life. It's basically your outlook. So a positive mindset is what we're talking about. You want to have a positive outlook on everything, because if you don't, it's going to start affecting literally everything you do. I can tell you, I took over her conversation while she monitors the baby who is still moving and hitting her head against the wall. I can tell you firsthand that I had him. You can ask. You're not going to know any of them, but you can ask anybody that knows me from the past and ask them about the attitude I had, the mindset I had. The mindset I had was very poor, and because of that, I wasn't doing very much for myself. I wasn't making very many good decisions just because my mindset was so poor. Everybody and everything was out to get me. Nothing was going to go right. That's just the mindset I was stuck in for a very long time, and it held me back, and it wasn't because I wasn't able to move forward. It was because I was preventing myself strictly through how I was looking at myself. I was perceiving the world, and that is all through mindset, and that affects everything you do, whether it's choices in education, choices, financial choices, athletic choices. I mean, you name it, it affects everything.
Yep. Yeah, well, and I think you had kind of touched on it. Like, I was actually just about to ask you, like, give me an example of, like, what a poor mindset would be, but it's exactly what you said, like, just kind of like the woe is me, like, why bother, just really like not looking at any of the like positive sides of things. And even if you have an overall like positive outlook or attitude or mindset on life, you can still tend to fall into those like traps when it comes to your like personal fitness or like work goals. Like that's really where I feel like people tend to like fall into those like negative outlooks. So like we were talking about it the other day, and like we used to do spin class every Sunday, and I, with COVID and having a baby, things obviously have changed, and we got a Peloton, and I was like, oh, I'm going to do it every Sunday. And like in that moment in my head, I was like, why am I even going to bother doing it? Like I haven't done it. And like, what is once a week going to do for me? Because I was like, well, you know what? Like once a week is like a reasonable goal for where I'm at right now. We don't have a ton of time, and like those darn shoes on that bike take me so long to get in and out. It is like an hour production. Even if I do a 20-minute ride, I am somehow stuck on that bike for an hour. And so it's a true
riding.
Story. Yeah.
Just keep riding. That's their way of telling you just to keep riding.
Yeah.
The shoe is broken a dozen times. If anybody from Peloton's listening,
I need new shoes. They suck. Anyway.
It's the design.
Yeah, it's the design.
The shoes are nice, though.
Yeah. But I swear I'm on that bike for at least an hour. And so that, when you have a full-time job, you're either working from home, going into an office, have kids, have other, like, things that you're trying to do, that might be a lot of time. And I just feel like I couldn't commit to anymore. And I immediately, like, even I know the benefits of just doing it once a week. I know that I'm going to be doing other workouts on top of it, but like even I just went right into like that negativity of like, why bother? Like, what is it really going to do for me? So I think it's so easy, but like, I don't know, the first step's always admitting it, right? So it's like, as soon as I like started seeing myself go down that path, like I said to, Austin, I was like, I instantly went to like this negative place. So just having somebody to talk about it with also is really powerful and positive. And then just really trying to recognize like when you do it.
Yeah, having someone to talk about that does not have to be a significant other.
Yeah.
So if you're listening or you're watching and you're like, well, I don't have a significant other, I don't have anybody to talk to, so I'm just gonna bite that. No, you have family, I'm sure. You have friends. Everybody has. There's random people online you can talk to.
Yeah.
You can just. I mean, I talk to random people online. I tell them stuff they probably don't want to hear, but you just tell them stuff. But so you can when you talk about it, and you hear yourself saying it, you're like, wow, I really don't need to be in that mindset. So that's really powerful, like she said. And then everything she said. I mean, you could be, and we will touch on this a lot throughout our podcasts, our videos, and everything, is that you could be in a routine. You could be going on a routine for years, okay? Because we've been on a. She's probably been working out longer than me, but we've been working out for years, and we've been doing well on our nutrition, but we still sometimes get in that mindset. She just talked about her mindset. And I've mentioned this before, I qualified for the Elite Wave and the Spartan races, okay, and I'm still going to, but my goal is to get an invite on that Spartan Pro team. But I haven't raced all year, and that destroys motivation. Anybody who is in the same boat as I am, I'm sure you can relate. And so, I mean, I could put myself into another routine to continue doing it, but the mindset I'm in right now is, and I have been, I mean, I go back and forth because of that, is, when is the next race, right? Because it could still be canceled in 2021 up to a certain extent. So it's like, do I really need to work that hard right this second, or can I just push it off? And of course, because I don't really, I'm not seeing when my race is, I push it off. That's not the greatest mindset. I do know I'm doing that. I'm aware that's not the mindset I need to be in. I'm aware that I'm not going to get that invite on that pro team by having that mindset. But, I mean, like, the point is, people who, seasoned athletes, I just use air quotes if you can't see me, seasoned athletes, or, you know, people who are seasoned into doing their, starting and maintaining their nutrition habits or just fitness routine, you know, still fall into it. You just have to, very, very paramount that you listen to what Christina said and, you know, try to catch yourself in that mindset before it spirals too far out of control, and then you really start losing too much progress, and then you gotta start again. That's tough.
Yeah, well, and I think it really, I mean, like, so much of what we say is that, like, you're gonna slip up. So, like, just like with your nutrition or your fitness routine, like, you are going to have days where you just don't feel like working out, and that's okay. You're gonna have days where you just want that piece of chocolate cake. It's gonna be okay. And there are days where you're just like, man, what is the point of doing this? You know, but all of those things are like, you have to, like, recognize, okay, today I was negative, or at this particular point I was negative, but how do I get myself out of it? And really just trying to always move forward.
Yeah, so today was a negative. Let's make it a small goal. In the next 2 days, I will do the workouts that I'm supposed to do, or that I want to do.
Yep.
So, I mean, you really don't, and you don't have to just make it a small goal. That'd be a lot easier. You don't have to go, oh, I missed today, I need to work out the next 7 days in a row. That's going to make it a little more tough. So as long as you recognize it, and then you just always forward, never backwards.
Yeah, well, and I think, like, always, like, recognizing really, like, why you wanted to do it. So, like, then I brought myself back to, like, well, why did I want to ride the Peloton every Sunday? Like, what are really my goals? So it's like, well, I feel good when I ride it. And I know that, especially it's winter, like, if you can see me right now, I look like, you know, I live in the mountains. It's snowing very hard here.
It is snowing.
And, yeah,
right
it's
this
actually
second.
Snowing.
Inside the house for those who can't see.
But for, so, like, I know that, especially in the winter, you know, I work late sometimes, so I can't always get cardio in. And I mean, I could do the treadmill, I just don't really like doing it. It's a whole thing. So I know that, like, okay, for me, at least if I can do like circuits and lifting those other days of the week, Sunday is like my big cardio day, like that. So, like, then I just had to remember, like, okay, like, well, why did I want to do it? And, like, my personal fitness goals right now aren't super cardio intensive. Like, I'm not training for a race right now. I'm working out to feel good. Like, I'm working out to keep my body on track. I just had a baby. I lost pretty much all of the weight so far, but, like, I just want to, like, prep my body for our next baby and feel good and just feel good about myself. So, like, those are my goals. So it's like just always bringing yourself back to, like, for my current goals right now, like, I don't need to ride the Peloton 6 days a week. So it's okay that I only do it once a week. So just really remembering what your goals are.
Yeah. Remembering your goals and admitting, taking those steps back forward is very powerful. And you got to, so you make sure you don't follow what she said. Is if your goals are to, you know, feel good, you don't have to overdo it. You will burn yourself out if you just are doing it to do it. Yeah. Riding the Peloton 6 days a week, you're gonna burn yourself out, and then you will start regressing. Especially if you're, you know, doing it hard and you're not recovering very well. Recovery will be another topic for another day. But if you don't recover very well, and I can tell you right now, I'm at a state where I'm not recovering very well because I'm trying to do a million things at once and stay home with the baby, who is absolutely outrageous. And it's tough. But one thing that she mentioned was it is okay if you miss a day. Mm-hmm. Yesterday, and I just said yesterday, I ran for the first time in about 3 weeks. Okay, ran outside, did 5 miles. It was almost like I didn't stop running. Okay, it wasn't that hard, wasn't that difficult. It was cold outside, which is good. For those of you who don't know, go run outside. Go walk outside. You don't have to run. Get outside, get that cold air. Very good for you. Also for another day. But I did that. I was very happy I did that. Today, definitely like a little sore. I wouldn't say I was sore because I wasn't, but my version of sore. I felt that a little bit. It was snowing. She was home. Everything was a disaster. I wanted to work out, but I really didn't want to work out at all. So I just didn't. I didn't do want to work out. I stayed on track with my nutrition. I didn't slip up on that though today, which is great.
Yep.
And that's a win for me. I have tomorrow, right? And I have the rest of the week. I'm still able to fit everything in that I want to do, workout fitness wise, for the remainder of the week. So the fact that I didn't work out today, and we do a lot of walking around the house. The baby loves the house, so walking around the house adds a lot of steps. Walking is very important.
And she's like 16 pounds, so.
And she doesn't let us put her down. So, yeah. I mean, my one shoulder is huge from carrying her, and the other one's just kind of like the one I carry my Starbucks in. So yeah. You can imagine the
difference.
Yeah, the discrepancy there. But just got to remember that, yeah, if you miss a day, it's really not a huge deal. You just got to continue to move forward. Mindset is one of the most powerful tools you'll have to maintain a fitness routine, to maintain a nutrition routine, to maintain your health in general. If your mindset is poor, like I said before, I mean, I wish I took a blood panel back when my mindset was absolutely awful. I was eating whatever I wanted, I drank whatever I wanted, and I was doing all these other things. If I took a blood panel, the blood panel probably would have said I was not alive. Like, that's what I think. And then compared it to what I do now, I mean, I was just letting my mindset really, really brutally affect all my decisions and I don't know because I didn't check, but my health in general. And I can only imagine what it was, but, just changing all that. And what she said is she does it to feel good. The fitness routine, the nutrition and stuff. I can tell you firsthand, and some people, unless you start doing it and you start feeling the difference, you won't know. I could tell you that is actual truth. That's straight fact that when you start working out, you start focusing on your health, you doing nutrition, that really does make you feel better. Makes you feel better about yourself. Makes you feel better about, it'll even make you feel better about how you look. It'll make you feel just better in general. You'll have more energy. Your cognitive function will start coming back. If it's delayed, you might not even know it's a little delayed until you start doing all this stuff. But your cognitive function, you'll be able to quickly respond to people faster. You'll be able to think faster. You might be able to work better depending on, where you work and what you do, which actually is probably every job. Really, it would help. I mean, there's so many benefits to having a positive mindset, and I know how difficult it can be to climb out of a poor mindset. It is very difficult. I mean, it has a grasp over you, okay, if you let it go too long. That's why you got to try to catch it. You got to try to catch it and admit it first. That's the first step. I refused to admit it back then. I'm like, everything was fine. There was nothing wrong.
Yeah.
Except the world was out to get me. That's what was wrong.
Yeah, it's not me. It's everybody else, right?
Yeah, the world, really.
Yeah.
You can't blame people in general, or anybody . It's literally the world is coming after me, and the world is the reason why my bank account is empty, and I don't have any good food to eat. I have to eat McDonald's dollar menu every day. Yep. And I only drink soda. It has nothing to do with the water being free.
Yeah, exactly. And it definitely, just mindset, really just affects everything. And I always have an easier time staying on track with my mindset, the better of a routine that I have. So it does make you feel good. It makes you want to stick to it. It makes you want to commit, and then keep achieving your goals. So, maybe you'll want to just kind of tie it into gaming. I mean, I think it's a lot like fitness. I mean, I'm not a big gamer, but...
Not a big gamer,
but
she's going to be. This is the first announcement.
Announcement?
Listen, if you... Man. I've been off a little bit, okay, I'm tired, whatever. The announcement. First announcement. It's pronounced announcement for real, but it's a new thing now, announcement. So everybody's going to start saying it. She's gonna start playing video games. I have a good game for her. The first one. I'm gonna post that on Instagram. What game she's gonna play. first, and it's gonna be hilarious.
It better be like Barbie Dreamhouse.
Oh no, it's gonna be a lot. It's gonna be a lot scarier than that. Remember the one that I was talking to you about? That was everybody was playing. It was very scary.
No, I don't like that crap.
I don't remember the name. I know it's all right. It's Barbie.
I don't like that pop.
You can't see me winking.
It's
Barbie
crap.
Dreamhouse. I know, that's why it's gonna be funny.
No.
Anyways, let's tie this into gaming. We get off track a lot.
Can I finish what I was saying? He will literally interrupt himself. Like, he'll be mid-topic, and then he'll be like...
I thought you were done.
No, I was saying I'm not big into gaming, but... And then you're like, but...
Oh, I thought you were calling me a butt, and I continued, so I cut you off, so you stopped calling me names.
Gosh. Seriously, he will, like, literally interrupt himself. Anyway, I'm not big into gaming, but...
See?
It's really the... But I think it really goes hand in hand with, like, fitness and everything. Like, practice makes... I know you're not supposed to say practice makes perfect, but, like, practice makes permanent. So, I mean, games take skill. You know, games take skill of you practicing and frequency of doing it, like, learning the games, learning the keys. Like, if I were to play, I would have literally no idea. My hand-eye coordination is terrible.
Oh, yeah,
it's true. Yeah.
That's going to be a problem when she starts playing.
But with practice, I'm sure I would get better. So it's really just about a routine, right? So it's like...
You can't see me squinting if you're listening to the podcast, but she says with practice, I should get it better, right? With hand-eye coordination. What about your walking? You can't see that.
I should practice that, too.
It's been however many years, and you've been walking almost on a daily basis, right? That's beside the point.
Yeah,
but
that's beside the point. So, yeah, I mean, I really think you want to interrupt me so bad. But
I'm patiently waiting.
But, so, you know, it's really the same thing. So, you know, just as your health improves, your mindset improves, with a better routine, your gaming's going to improve with a better routine. Your cognitive function's going to improve by a fitness routine and a nutrition routine, but then you'll also have more energy. So then you can maybe spend more time practicing your games because maybe now you are able to stay up a little bit later or put in more hours or whatever because you feel better. So
you basically...
I'm done.
Yeah.
So...
You basically, I mean, you didn't need to initially start with, hey, maybe you can, I'm not a gamer, so you can tell them when you covered everything. Anyway, one thing I will add, though, is she mentioned you will be able to have more energy, and you will once you get into a routine, and you will be able to stay up longer if you so choose, but we don't condone that if it is going to affect your sleep. Recovery is incredibly important. I feel like now we have to do that one very soon.
Yes.
And sleep is part of recovery. And people might think that, I mean, I used to, that's for another day. I'm not even going to get into it. But
sleep's important.
Sleep is very important. I have lots of stories I can tell you and anecdotes. And, you know, there's a lot of studies on sleep. But that is something that, I mean, sleep actually will, now we're on a topic, will improve. With mindset. If you're sitting there as well, now we're going to talk about it. We're talking about it. If you are in a bad mindset, this happened to me too. If you're in a bad mindset, I mean, your brain is going to constantly go. Like you're just going to think about this, think about that, think about this, and why everything is bad, right? And it's going to keep you up at night, and that's a downward spiral from that. That's the start of your day is sleeping. Then you wake up, and if you wake up tired, now you're tired. Now you're gonna be tired and groggy. You're gonna be grumpy. You're going to compensate with caffeine, right? Of course you are. Or eating,
because, like, when we get tired.
Or you're going to start eating. Yes, this another topic for another day. But you're going to start eating, and your body's going to crave sugar, right? So you're going to go up and down. You're going to get that sugar high, because that's what it's called. And then you're going to crash. And you're going to do that all day. And it's going to be brutal until you actually do crash. And you're going to get so tired, you're going to lay down, and then your mind's going to start going again. And it's going to be a brutal cycle. So... you got to climb out of that mindset. Again, it's hard, but it's achievable. It's achievable. And it will help your gaming performance. I promise. Okay. She basically covered all of that.
By everything that I just said. Yeah.
Yeah. With a boost in cognitive function, your reaction time will certainly increase. And, I mean, I can show you a whole video of this past week of me being tired and worn out and playing very poorly not because I had a poor mindset, but because
your routine was off.
My routine was off. Maybe it was due to my mindset.
I wouldn't say it was
a poor mindset, but.
But do you think that, because your routine was off, your mindset kind of started to slip? So it's like.
Well, yeah. So because so that, I mean, it sort of goes hand in hand, and I do catch myself so my routine is slipping off, and then my mindset does say, well, you know what, my routine is slipping, but where are the races that I'm training for? And that's basically what I train for. I mean, I initially started working out because I wanted to work out, but I'm not really that kind of person who can just do it to do it. I know it makes me feel good, and I absolutely love that, and it does, but I can do minimal, I feel. Like I can just, not minimal. I can work out. I can just do a workout. That's not going to get me on that pro team in the Spartan race, mm-hmm. right? So that part of my routine will start affecting my mindset where, what is the race for? Or what am I for? Yeah, what is it for if I don't have a race? Yeah. And so today is Wednesday where the podcast was. Monday, there was the very poor performance because of, I feel like, the decline in routine and the mindset of that. And then yesterday, it was the day that I ran. I worked out. I felt much better. I still had quite a bit of caffeine, so I worked on that today. We'll see if that works tomorrow. Another part of mindset, you gotta get past that. And yesterday was way better, right? Because I felt better. I finally ran in the past 3 weeks, first time, and worked out, felt good. I did have a little more energy while I was playing later at night. And I mean, there's a million things that go into gaming performance, but your mindset is very crucial. Very crucial.
Yep. So. Yeah. It just kind of reminded me, there was a video from Joe DeSena, the CEO and creator of Spartan. He's, if you don't follow him on social media, do it. He's like so inspirational.
Very smart as well.
Yeah, he's just like such a smart guy. His story is awesome. But he was saying that like he wakes up and like takes a cold shower and like works out every morning. And it was like, how do you get yourself into like that routine? And it was like, he just tells himself, I'm going to do one thing. Like, okay, I'm just going to get out of bed and put my feet on the ground, and then I can go back to sleep. Like, okay, I'm just going to.
Well, once his feet are on the ground, then he says, you know what? Instead of going to sleep, I'm just going to go brush my teeth.
Yeah.
So now I get out of the bed.
Exactly.
Now I'm actually out of the room and I'm brushing my teeth.
Yeah.
Now that I'm up brushing my teeth, I'm just going to go downstairs and, start the coffee pot.
Yeah.
Now that I'm starting the coffee pot, I'm just going to go out into the garage or wherever you can.
Yeah, and think about working out now.
and think about working out. Yeah. Now that I'm here, I'm not going to work. No, yeah. You're already there. So.
Yeah, so it's like, it's just doing like those little goals, like even for myself, like sometimes like after I put the baby to sleep, oh my gosh, like I am so tired. And it's like, it's 8 o'clock and I'm like laying there like, ugh, like I really could just fall right to sleep right now. But I said, like, okay, I'm just going to go brush my teeth. Okay, I'm just going to put my pajamas on. And I'm like, well, I already just brushed my teeth. So, like, okay, I'm just going to go downstairs and watch TV. I'm like, well, now I'm already downstairs. So, now I could just work out and watch TV at the same time. So, so it's like just trying to, just get those, like, little goals just to get yourself, what I mean? Because, like, it's always getting yourself there. It's always getting yourself to the starting line, but then once you're there, you're there. So that's why, like, I would never do, like, he does, like, the virtual Spartan races. Like, I literally have to get my ass to the actual starting line in order for me to do that race. So, yeah. So it's like, it's just finding those mini start lines for yourself.
Yeah, the virtual races are definitely an obstacle in themselves.
Yeah.
If you don't know what the Spartan race is, we talked about this whole time, you should definitely check it out. Highly recommend it.
Yeah.
Once they reopen, of course. And, that's a good test of your mental capacity.
Yeah.
Really. It's
and
great.
You cannot have a poor mindset or else you will not finish that race.
It will break, yeah.
And and it sounds like just so like cheesy, and it's like, but after that race, like you are a different person. Like, and you really just, you feel different. You feel like you've just accomplished something so amazing. And it's like, you're just like,
because
well,
during the race,
if
you're like,
I can
there's
do this,
no
I can
way.
do anything.
Because during the race, you're like, there's no way I'm finishing this. How are
Yep.
these people finishing? There's absolutely no way.
Yeah.
This is crazy. Our first race was fully iced. Like, it was an ice rink up and down a mountain. It was insane.
It was like month 2
And we were
of
like,
dating.
Month 2 of dating, and we were like,
Yeah.
why in the world would anybody ever do this for fun?
Yeah.
And now, you know.
Now we do. That's what, you know. And it's like, oh my gosh, it's such a great test of our relationship, too. I'm so surprised he wanted to marry me after this.
We will have just a story time podcast,
Yeah.
and we'll tell you about some interesting Spartan stories. I have plenty
Yeah.
from with her.
Yeah.
But with that, she did say that, you know, with what Joe Descendant said, the founder of Smart Race, is, you know, basically, you know, pushing yourself to do these little things. I mean, that also helps with your mindset, because you're saying, oh, let me just do this. It's a small thing, but the way the mind works is you succeeded. You did that. So now your mindset it's like stepping up a game. You have now increased in positivity, there you go, in your mindset, right? So you keep doing that and building up, it'll eventually start, you know, building up to a very positive mindset. And you won't even have to really tell yourself to do the little steps. You'll be able to say, hey, I'm just going to go work out, right? I don't have to transition to it. I'm just going to go do it because I want to. It's going to make me feel good. I'm going to, you know.
Yeah.
And
but yeah, it's really just kind of getting yourself into that routine.
Absolutely.
All right.
So I think we're going to end the podcast there. I appreciate anybody who is here watching live, and for those who are, you know, listening on the podcast platforms, Spotify, Apple, and Google, you can, I appreciate you guys listening as well, but you guys can send in questions on any of our social media. All the social media will be in the links in the description. Obviously in the links, they'll be in the description. If you're watching live or on YouTube, the links are over here on your left. And you guys can also send in questions. We will do a follow-up next week. Should have looked at the date. I'll never learn that. The 23rd.
It's the eve of Christmas Eve.
It's the Christmas Eve for those who celebrate Christmas. And so December 23rd at 7:30 p.m. Eastern, we will do episode 9, follow-up to this one. We'll answer any questions that come in and anything that we might miss or may have missed. Sorry. And go from there. So you can send us questions on any of our social media. You can send me any questions on my social media. All of mine will be posted in the links, the descriptions as well. I keep saying links, but the descriptions as well. And or you can ask Christina if you can, like, you know, shout and she can hear you. Her social media is not going to be posted, but so you can get a hold of us. Thank you for tuning in. We will see you guys next week, and you know, practice some of the mindset.
Thanks, guys. Bye.